For now, we'll shift our attention to Congo. Yesterday, we received some disturbing news. 2 Indian peacekeepers were killed in action in Congo. They were part of a UN peacekeeping mission. And to understand what happened there, we must know what's going on in Congo. Violent protests have been on for 2 days. Locals have been protesting against the United Nations. This is happening in Congo's North Kivu province. Yesterday, the UN base there came under attack. The exact details are not out, but reports say the protesters approached some Congolese security personnel. They were near the UN base. They were close to the peacekeepers. The protesters they were violent. They snatched weapons from the security personnel and they shot at peacekeeping forces at point-blank range. Some local media reports say the protesters were shot at by peacekeepers, but we cannot independently confirm any of these versions. What we can tell you is that 2 Indian peacekeepers died in this attack. They were deputed from India's Border Security Force of BSF. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has demanded an investigation into what happened. I have a statement with me. This is what he said. Deeply grieved at the loss of lives of 2 valiant Indian peacekeepers of the BSF in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the perpetrators of these outrageous attacks must be held accountable and brought to justice. I know what some of you are thinking. What are Indian forces doing in Congo in the first place? They're part of something called MONUSCO. It's a French acronym for the United Nations Organization Stabilization Mission in Congo. This is basically a UN peacekeeping force, and India plays a key role in it. Why does Congo need a peacekeeping force? Because it is a volatile country, especially in the conflict-torn eastern region. More than 120 armed groups have an active presence there. Civilian massacres are common in East Congo. Millions of people have been displaced due to the violence. In recent months, the clashes have intensified. One group is being blamed for killing civilians, the M23 rebels. In the past month, they've killed at least 29 civilians. The M23 rebels have been fighting the Congolese troops too. They have taken control of some parts of eastern Congo. The renewed fighting has displaced more than 170,000 people. The locals now blame the UN peacekeepers for what's happening. They say they've been ineffective in containing the violence. How many peacekeepers are there in Congo? More than 17,000. India is the second largest troop contributor to this mission. There are about 2,000 Indian personnel in Congo right now. And this is not the first Indian deployment to the country. Congo has seen multiple UN peacekeeping missions, and Indian troops have been deployed there since 1960. Till date, India has lost 53 soldiers in Congo. In May this year, the United Nations even praised the contribution of Indian peacekeepers. The rebels have stepped up their attacks on civilians, and the Indian troops have played a proactive role in defending Congo, especially against the M23 rebels. So what is the UN saying about the recent attacks? It wants Congo to investigate. It says these attacks can be treated as war crimes. What does it say about the claims of shooting by peacekeepers? The United Nations says the peacekeepers have exercised restraint.
Obviously, if there's any responsibility by UN forces for any of the injuries or any of the deaths, we will follow up on that. But yes, we do first need to get to the truth of what's happening on the ground. No, as far as I'm aware, all peacekeepers have been instructed to exercise the utmost restraint. As I believe we reported yesterday, when there were similar incidents at our bases, they were able to use tear gas and to fire into the air. But obviously, the situation on the ground has changed as some of these compounds have been breached. I don't know whether that materially changed the response.
The United Nations needs to respond quickly. The situation is getting out of hand. The protesters broke into the headquarters of the UN peacekeeping mission. Reports say they smashed windows and looted valuables. Helicopters airlifted some of the UN officials. This is a developing story. We'll keep track. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.